Okay guys, I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. One of them is that I've shot in a video where I showed you quickly some of the stuff that I use. This is the power bank I bought at the dollar store for $4, guys. $4. Now I'm going to show you, at least I'm going to attempt to show you, how to do this. So I'm going to bring over my mounting setup here. As you can see, I've got a camera mount setup that I use. It's also, if you notice, my soldering station. You'll recognize it from previous videos and from future videos if you bother to like and subscribe to this channel. And guys, you really should. I am going to show you some cool stuff. So today we are going to take a look at how you go about removing the cell from these guys, and I'm going to do it right here in front of you, and you're going to see how easy it is. Now most people look at this and they go, okay, this can't be opened. It's not designed to be opened. Actually, that's not true, guys. It's designed to be very easy to open if you know what to do. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we are back. So what I'm going to do here for you is I'm going to show you guys how to go about this. Now, we take this, and this is actually tough for me to keep on camera while I do this, so it's just bear with me here if I have a little issue showing you guys the right angle here. So we're going to take this, and we're just going to very gently work it in here, and then we're going to very gently pry it up. Very gently. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. You're going to go all the way around. You hear that pop? Okay. Now we're going to go to the next end of it. Be very gentle, but you want to use an X-Acto blade because it's very thin, guys. And you just pop that up. Now you go over to the other side. Okay. I'll show you here. And you pop that up. It's not hard, but sometimes you got to work that edge in there. And there you go, guys. Starting to pop right up. And now we just pop it out. Okay. We're going to go over to the other side. We're going to do the exact same procedure, guys. We're just going to pop it right out. Now we're going to put our blade in the end, and look at that. Now, one more time, right in the end of it. Okay. And we're good to go. So there seems to be one more spot right here. And you can see that this is really easy to do, guys. You just got to be patient and gently work up the lid. And the reason you'll see in a second is because sometimes they get taped onto each other like this guy did. But that's okay. The other one, I've actually checked the other one I bought. I bought two of them. It's this guy, and it's charging right now. And the first thing I did was open it to see what the cells were. And in the last video on these, you'll see this one opened. And you'll see now that it doesn't hurt it at all. And it's just charging, okay? This one charged exactly the same. Now this one, the specs are not visible here. But in this video, it's okay because we're actually going to take this completely apart. So the first thing we want to do is break this glue bond here, because there is a glue bond here, and we don't really want that. What we want to do is work the cell out. So we're not going to use this for this. I'm going to go to my trusty soldering kit, because it has a really handy dandy tool for this, you guys. So I'm going to readjust my camera here and make it so that you guys can see a little bit better what I'm actually about to do. So we're going to take this, move this so that's out of the way, turn this around. There, that's better. Now we're going to move this, zoom out. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now this is a metal pick, guys, and as long as you're not making contact with both ends, it'll be okay for you guys to do this. Now you see it just pops out. It's really darn it. This is what I was talking about. It's very hard to set this up. I'm setting the phone into here. So now that I've got this out, I'm just going to take it from here in hand and show you guys real quick here. Let's just put it up against here. And ordinarily I'd have two hands, so this would be a breeze. But right now it's being a bit of a pain in the bum, but it's because I'm struggling with a camera. So I'm not going to mess around and risk wrecking my cell just to show this to you guys. What I'm going to do is put this right back in the stand, guy, and that's why I use it. Okay, so I've got this. The problem is my stand is round, and it doesn't fit on my lap very well, so I'm having to hold it in place while I do this. But here's the cell out of that section, and now we're going to give it a little tug here, you might think, but no. Look at the wires really closely. You'll see that they're very short. You don't want to be tugging and ripping on those unless you plan on resoldering the whole thing, which I do. Now, I wanted to pull this all out just to show you a few things. One, it's really easy to remove. This actually has some overcharged circuitry on it, guys. Look at that. Isn't that magic? Same as in our cell phone setup. So, because it's a power bank charger. Okay, so this was $4, guys, and your cell phone battery is actually very expensive and dangerous to take apart. I actually don't recommend you get your overcharge protection circuitry that way. I recommend you get it right here, guys. So with this, I can take it out of the case or I can put it in the case. What I'd actually prefer to do is, if you get a good one, they have the metal contacts so that you can just plot these in and it's good to go. Now, on top of this, you can also see it has a charge light. And if it's not in the case, that charge light is actually pretty bright. And since we can open our solar panel box, now we'll look at the magic cell. Okay, you can see it says 1800 mAh at 18650. Okay, so what we're going to do is put you on pause and we're going to test that and see if they're telling the truth, because this just spent hours fully charging. It is now fully charged and we're going to see where it really stands. Hold on. Okay, you guys have a brand new battery in here. I just put the one of the Panasonics in there. I put the black one, not the gold one, just for those of you who might have been curious. So what we're going to do here is, you got to be careful here. And always, you want to go negative first. Okay, so we're going to lift this gently. This tab is glued here. And we're just going to gently pry the glue. And now we've got a little piece here, but this is actually very loose, guys. And if you work at it, you can just pry this contact out a little bit, and it makes it very easy for you to clip onto. So you can see we've got negative to negative here. Now, because I have my little makeshift leads that I showed you how to make, I believe I showed it anyway. They're really easy, and I'm sure I did. You just got to solder on, and it's very easy. And now we just take this one, and we touch it to this, and we watch the voltage go up, guys. Now, these cells are known to be fairly cheap, and this cell advertises itself. That's better. As a nominal 3.6 cell. And you can see it's still jumping around a little bit. This isn't the best setup. I need a proper set of test leads. And I did put a brand new battery in here. Once again, indicating that it not giving me stable readings has nothing to do with my battery. Here's the old battery, and the new Panasonic is in it, okay? But what this tells me is, when you have a wonky setup like this, go for the maximum reading it gives you. No, you got to wait. You got to turn it off, turn it back on, clip on, and let it give you a stable voltage. And if it does, when it does, you're all good. But right now, something is wrong with this tester, guys. And I'm going to actually have to buy my new self a new tester now, is what it's looking like. You see this? It's been giving me this fault a lot lately. And guys, I'm not an expert with an electrical tester. I do understand what I'm doing with it, but at the same time, I'm not the world's greatest expert. This is looking like more reasonable. It should be making right around 4 volts, okay? But these are cheap cells, guys. So we're going to take another cell, just in case you thought they were all going to be like that. And we're going to test this one. There's the positive, and there's the negative, guys. There's my little tab, and there's my little tab. Sorry. No, it's not COVID. Though I have been coughing a lot today. Okay. So this is showing the same thing. This is a good cell. I already know it's charged. And look at this. Voltage is all over the place, guys. If anybody knows what's wrong with my electrical tester, can they please tell me? I am using copper rods that I tinned, and they fit, and they work well. They were giving me nice, strong readings. I've gotten lots of strong readings with them. But lately, this is what my tester has been doing. I may need to buy a new one. Anyway, unfortunately, that's wrecking my experiment right now. I can't really show you what the proper voltage of this cell is supposed to be without getting a proper rating. And as you can see, it says positive and minus here. Look at that. 6 to nothing in a second. That's not right. 4.87. Now that I believe. But no, I don't. You know why? Because I have really good quality versions of this same cell, and they make 4.1 or 4.2, generally speaking, which is really wonky and weird, guys. Really wonky and weird. That's exactly right. That's what you're looking for. A nice, stable reading, guys. So I'm taking a measurement from each cell, and that's what I'm talking about. So apparently now we're getting a stable reading. Now we're going to test it, and that I believe. Now we're getting a stable reading. Sometimes, because my tester is wonky, I have to keep going and test it a whole bunch of times. And if I didn't know what I was looking at, I would swear I needed to replace my tester. I kind of do, but I can still get good readings off it. So this is 4.1. Now, if we test it for amperage, That includes moving this over, okay? You want to move your positive, not your negative. So I'm going to take that out. We're going to switch this over to 10 amps, okay? Sorry, 10 amps right here. And then we are going to test this. Now, testing for amperage, I'm always nervous. Traditionally, if you're going to have a problem, this is when it happens, when you're testing for amperage. So we have positive, haha. You got to watch those, guys. Always pay attention. Positive and negative, very, very careful. I always double check. And when you're switching from volts to amperage, because you need different jacks, it changes. So we've got positive here, and we got negative, okay? And we're getting a faulty reading. It's not actually showing me. See that? It just smoked. Why? Why did it smoke? Positive to negative. It was correct, okay? I put on the positive first, and then I put on the negative. All we're doing is testing for amperage here. It's on the correct setting for 10 amps. There's no way I should be making more than 10 amps, and it's cooking. Guys, I need some advice. Is my tester bad? Wait, no, I don't. The answer is in my heart. Yes, it's junk. I found it in the garbage, guys. There might have been a good reason why it got thrown out, even though it was new. Somebody just took the testers and threw it away. He might have tested something with too high an amperage for this system and cooked it. This may be why I'm getting the results I am. I have found with this setup that I can't actually test for amperage, guys. I can test for voltage, but I can't test for amperage because some jerk burned it out. No, I'm just kidding. It happens. Somebody burned it out and then threw it away. And I found it and went, oh my God, I found it. And it still got the plastic on it, brand new. Looked like it had never been used, guys. But as you can see, it's sketchy. So this is a video testing this right here. Yes, I can get a good reading off it. And notice that little bit of heat drained it. And I felt the battery warm up there. And I could see a little glowing spark on one side. So that's not a good thing. I can't actually test for amperage on anything. If I did anything wrong there, I need an expert. Tell me what I did wrong or if I'm right, please. Because, hey, this is my YouTube channel and I'm doing it for all kinds of people. I want everybody to be able to do this. I have made my own test leads, but I have done this before and not had this problem. So I don't know what the problem is here. I can only imagine that it's this. No matter how many new batteries I put in it, I get the same thing. If I turn it back and forth enough times, I will eventually get a good reading. But until I do, and I only use it at 20. Obviously, I turned it over farther that time, but I do know what I'm doing with it. And I've never seen it be this bad and be brand new. I mean, it literally had the plastic on it. It looked like it had never been used at all. And if you were going to test it, it had numbers across the screen. You would have needed to take the plastic off to really be able to use it. So I suspect it was not used at all, and maybe even was water damaged or something else, or faulty just from the factory. But anyway, this is it. I just wanted to show you that these 18650 cells you absolutely can get, guys. This video is getting long, and it cost me $4 to get the cell. Now, it's not as good a quality as these. It doesn't make as much amperage. These are, 2.5 amps, and this is 1.8. That's a big difference, but it does the job. And to power our solar panel setup, guys, this is all you're going to need. And the great part is you don't have to remove it from the box like I did. You could just leave it right in there, not drop it because you're smarter than I am, and line these up. This is what matters, guys. See right here? Your connector's got to be lined up. So you want to just adjust this, and you can pretty much just do it with your hand just like that so that it's nicely lined up. And now you're just going to take your top and push it in and lock it all in place, guys. And the reason this is actually here is because right in there, like I said, is the light. So this shroud goes over, and that actually is a little light tube that directs the light up to the surface, or you would not be able to see that light, guys. That's what that's actually there for. And you can see, you can in fact see the light. And if I turn the torch off, it's actually pretty bright. And that's one of the things we're going to use in the future. This is going to be what tells you when your battery is charged. You're going to love me for this one, guys. It's so cheap. So for $4, you got your power source. We're going to run the entire e-bike off just that. That is going to be the only battery in it, guys. You've seen what's coming in some sense. I've given you a lot of details, but now's where we get into the really fun stuff, and I teach you how to build it. But before we can do that, you got to make sure your electrical tools are right. Your tester better be right for this, guys, because we're going to use it a lot. Keith out.